Today is teaching day number 2, so log number 2, and I have not yet gone to my class right now. I have about 30 to 40 minutes before I have to go to my class. Today's assignment is an in-class essay. I gave my students 3 articles to read. I told them read them, make some notes on it, bring them to class, and I emphasized one article in particular. What I did is I printed out that article, so in case for the students didn't read it, they have a chance to read it again. And I do want them to kind of quote the article that I'm giving them. This article is The Influence of Fairy Tales in Children. And it's about 4 pages long. It's not full pages, it's kind of a half page. So it's like here, like this half. So they have space on the other half of the page to write their notes. And the prompt is basically telling them to summarize the article and kind of give me their ideas of fairy tales, what their thoughts are, if they agree with the article, if they don't agree with the article, because most of the article says that fairy tales are a bad influence. Because it can cause some nightmares, it can cause trauma, it exposes them to, it creates this idealized world. So I'm very curious to see what my students think about this. I don't know why I feel nervous again, but I feel nervous again. I'm not even going to be teaching. I'm gonna take my laptop to class, kind of facilitate the essays, and work on my own thing. One thing that I am a little bit worried about is there is a student of mine that is learning how to speak English. Like, English is not her best suit. And last class, she told me that she may need to use her phone to look up a word, and I didn't really know how to address it. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking a dictionary to class with me. So that way, if anyone needs to use it, use it. I'll leave it there on the desk. I won't even judge. I won't even keep track of who's doing it. And 2, I'm gonna ask this student. I told this student that if she really needed to do it, she would have to bring up her materials so I can oversee her using her phone, because I do not want her to look up something that she might quote. She did say that she may need to look up a word for a definition of a word or a spelling of a word. And I told her to come to me before class today to A, remind me, and B, I don't know, what do you do in this situation? The sad part is that my class is on Tuesday, and I had a meeting to go to on Wednesday, so I wasn't able to see my professor during her office hours to kind of ask her the protocol of this. I think the way I approached it was okay by telling her, come to me before class, A, remind me, and B, bring your stuff so that way I can observe you looking up said word. But I am giving them the article, so I don't know. But I know for sure I'm gonna make an announcement, like no technology out. I have a dictionary here if you need to look up a word. If you have any questions, come up to me during class and just use the entire class time to work on your stuff. I realize this now that I may have to spend a lot of time reading some of these essays, and I did tell them it's credit, no credit. So they don't need to stress out on not having the material. So that's really good. I'm just curious to see how this goes. I know I'm nervous, but I actually have nothing to be nervous about, but I'm nervous. I think it's just because it's still so new to me. But I'll come back here afterwards and show you the big pile of paper that I'm gonna have, because oh my God, I'm gonna have so much. Oh, wish me luck. And I'll be back in about 2 hours, 2-3 hours. For you, it's probably gonna be 10 seconds maybe. Probably. And back. So in-class essay went pretty well. Students right away asked me if they can do the formulaic essay, meaning the 5-paragraph essay, and that was, I told them they can do it if that's what they know about. You don't have to. I just want to know how you write. And now I have about 20 essays to read. Let me show you the pile. This could not fit in my backpack. The downside is not all of my students were prepared with the green books. They ended up writing on a single sheet of paper or more than that. Fortunately, a majority were prepared for the class, so that's good. I do understand how some students financially cannot pay for their books. One of the students came up to me, he's like, I didn't get paid yet, I couldn't buy the green book. I'm like, it's okay, just write on a regular piece of paper. I think I'm maybe too laid back, but it is their first week. One of my students that did their essay wrote on a regular piece of paper, and it's like, I can buy the green book and bring it to you next week. I'm like, you already did the writing assignment, that's okay, like, don't worry about it. So that was a good thing to look out for. I did announce to the students that they had all class to the whole class time to work on the assignment. One student came in late, and I don't know how prepared he was, but I did let music play throughout the essay time, just because I know that hearing people write on the desk is annoying and stressful, and I didn't want them to just get more stressed out. At the same time, I did this is really silly of me, but one of my speech professors in my undergrad always had us stand up in the beginning of a speech and just shimmy out the anxiety, and I ended up doing that today. I'm like, you know what? Everybody stand up and shimmy out all of your stress, take a couple deep breaths, do some jumping jacks, stretches, whatever it is you want to do. You can take a seat whenever you want, or whenever you have the prompt in front of you, and you have until the end of class. I think it was really good. About 3 students finished halfway through the class, and by 30 minutes towards the end of the class, more started trickling out. I'm just very curious to see what to expect, and who knows. So next time you'll see me, it'll probably be a few days for me, but again, mere seconds for you. Just to give you an update on the essays that I have to read. And that's it for now.